I stopped doing ab exercises and ab circuits, and I got fat. Obviously, okay, I didn't actually get fat. When I first started working out, I did it because I wanted a six pack. A six pack is the cleanest look on you, and also it is the opposite of being fat. So in this universe, there are absolutes. There's fire and water. They're opposites. You have yin and yang, and fat and six pack. Having a six pack is the opposite. It is fattened. It is the unfattened. It is the opposite of it. So I wanted a six pack, of course, like most of us did. And so I'm sure we've all been there. We've been doing a lot of ab exercises, ab crunches, ab circuits, routines just to get a six pack. But that's not actually going to make you progress. What it does make you progress is by being lean, eating healthy, and doing a lot of cardio so you burn off a lot of fat and being in a low body fat percentage to see your abs. And so I did that. I got my abs, and I would do a lot of ab routines to get there. I did ab circuits. But I started to hear on the internet that, you shouldn't do ab circuits and ab blasters. And so I kind of stopped doing them as much because I was thinking about being lean more so would get me abs. Here's why that's the problem. That advice is good for a beginner. So for a beginner, like imagine like a chubby kid, like most of us were back in high school or middle school. You're in your room doing a bunch of planks, doing a bunch of ab exercises, but like 1,000 sit-ups a night to get abs. That is bad advice because you'll develop what's called fat abs, or you look like you just trained your core, which is actually not what you want your body to look like. You want a well-balanced physique so that way the abs stand out, but the rest of your body looks good as well. Imagine you just worked out just your arms and you were just completely fat. Like, it's possible, you could do it, but that would look weird. You'd look like a zombie. You would look like a disproportionate alien. Working out your abs is important, and it's extremely important because, and I know so because, like I said, when I stopped doing it as much, I stopped emphasizing abs as much because, ab exercises are very hard. It's kind of like a lot, it is very difficult to work on your abs. If you try hanging leg raises will kill your abs, but the thing is they get you the most amount of gain. And so I kind of switched from more so of an athletic approach to being more so of a bodybuilder because I wanted more upper body strength, like your arm strength, like this, and I wanted just overall better looking physique. I wanted more upper body strength. But my priority was abs before, and then when I stopped doing it, it really suffered. I didn't see my six pack anymore, and I started panicking, I started freaking out. And the thing is, now it got so bad that my normal routine, I kind of skip over ab exercises if I'm too tired. And you see this happen to a lot of people. I feel like this happens to a lot of fitness influencers and bodybuilders. You see them and they start off good, like they're really aesthetic in the beginning, but they sort of fall off because the routine of going to the gym kind of gets you in that bodybuilder mode. You see, that propaganda, trend twins, things like that, and it's great. I get hyped up too. That's what made me go into this, where it's the lift, ego lifting, and doing all that stuff, which there's nothing wrong with ego lifting. I do it myself all the time. But by doing that and kind of going hard into the muscle, all of that diesel, you kind of start to forget abs, because abs are just purely for aesthetics. But the thing is, once you let that go, you're going to suffer. And it's obvious, but it just sort of happens in the background, and I wasn't paying attention to it. So, my advice for you is do not neglect abs. Ab circuits are fantastic. They're amazing if done properly and in your normal routine. Now, what I would do is actually, so in addition to my regular workouts, which have ab exercises, I would have ab circuits placed on Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and sometimes on the weekends I would do planks on different days, just so I could get an extra toned pump. Now, being lean is also extremely important, but doing ab exercises really get you to have the shape of your abs actually pop. And it's obvious because abs, they're kind of treated differently, but they are really like every other muscle, where if you need to train them to get them to look good, my arms would not look as good veiny as they are right now. Well, hold on, my nose looks small for a second. The shirt hug the arm. Also chest. But anyway, my point being, is that ab circuits should be done right. Now, the thing is about full body calisthenics, which is what I do, is that the reason why it's so good is because by doing full body, you actually target more muscles than just the one you're working. So by doing push-ups, you might think that's a chest exercise, and it is, but it also targets the core. Pull-ups train your arms and back, but it targets the core. Your core is engaged as well. And the difference here, and part of the reason why I kind of fell off, is because I started training my core and not my abs. They're two different things. You see, having a strong core does not mean you're going to have a good six-pack abs. Training your core is, you're training your core muscles, they're actually a chain of muscles. So your glutes, your stomach, around here, your obliques, all of that is engaged in core strength, not necessarily ab muscles. You need to focus on training your abs, and really all of the muscles of your body, and not neglecting one for the others. So again, if you've fallen off, do not fall for the propaganda. But if you've fallen off, you can get back on just by starting to prioritize doing ab circuits, ab workouts, and exercises more. Like I said, you'll be fasting, eating healthy, being in a calorie deficit. All those things are going to get your abs to show back up again, like they did with mine, is because I would fast a lot. I get a lot of steps in the day. Now that it's starting to, the weather's getting better, I'm going to start going outside more, longer walks, and do things like that. So if you've lost your abs, it's not over. You just need to regain that sort of mindset of, you need to remember that summer's coming up. You're going to be taking your shirt off. Think about how you're going to look and how you can look shredded and toned. So you need to start doing ab circuits. A good ab circuit that I do is the Ronaldo split, where it starts with about 50 toe touches, or 50 side toe touches, about 20 suitcases, 50 toe touches, 20 suitcases, and about 30 lying side crunches. Well, you're lying on your back. Well, like 30 cross crunches. 30 cross crunches are a better way of putting it, because you're bringing your elbow to your knee. I know they're called elbow knees. Sometimes they're called bicycles, but you can call them however you want. You just need to do them, and you're going to be able to see your six-pack before you know it. I see my abs with this lighting. It's also about having good lighting to get a good pump. But I can see my abs at the end of the day. Then they're going to be popping and look fantastic. So if you fall off your abs, do this ab circuit, and remember to keep it up and add more ab exercises in your daily workout. Stay flashy.